Welcome to another episode of Thanalysis Show. You guys have been amazing. This show is crushing it. Thanalysis Show with your one and only Thanasis Antetokounmpo, presented by Gruber Law, Carbliss, and Potawatomi Casinos and Hotels. I always get this, right? Every time I start a show, I always think about oh my God, what number of show is this, Tony, for us?
61.
61.
I'm
61.
like 95% sure.
Yeah, 61 episodes in, or 61 interviews in, or however you want to call it. Me, personally, I have a goal. My goal is 1,000 interviews. 1,000? Yeah, 1,000 podcasts, and then I really say, you know what? I'm a part-time podcaster. Then I really say it. But
as long as I'm around for most of those 1,000, we're good.
Yeah. You guys have been amazing. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing to the show on YouTube, subscribing to the show on Instagram. Please don't hesitate. Tag the show, mention whatever you guys want me to react to, talk about. I'm here for it. It's one of the things I do now, obviously. Apparently, actually. What do you have for me, Tony? How's the show going to go today?
We are going to hit the 4-quarter segment, as we always do, presented by Carbliss. I think some things that people may have been wondering. So that's a little tease there for you. But we'll start with the 4 quarters. And I don't know how many people who subscribe to the podcast understand or have seen that TA has made his debut in the live radio world a couple different times.
Yeah, tell him, Tony.
Yeah, he's been the star of ESPN Milwaukee in some afternoon drive time, some radio shows. It's been great. So I just wanted to get it's very different than podcasting, but I wanted to get your reaction to and your thoughts on the difference between doing the live, because we're going to do some live podcast shows coming up here, but the live radio versus podcast.
So, okay. So, it's easy. It was a little bit easier because it's not my show, so I don't have to kind of create kind of the flow of the show. So it was easier for me. I loved it with Ben, Kyle and the boys and Dan and everybody and the boys, yeah. And
my goal here is
it a crazy thing to say they felt natural? Is it a crazy statement to say?
No, I think that's great.
Thank you. Is he shooting or is he not shooting?
Blinking red, love to see it.
Yeah, because we were shooting already, so don't make sure. Okay, good.
Watch out. All right, cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna keep that. Keep that, Tony.
Keep that in there.
We're gonna keep that. I don't know if you was watching this. We're gonna keep that. Keep that in.
Fans will love it.
Hold on.
This is true behind the scenes. This doesn't happen in live radio.
Another thing with live radio, you gotta be quick. Like, we're off. We got 4 minutes, guys. We're coming back. We got Jordan Love. This. Boom, click again. It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun seeing you react to, especially when Ben Bruss, one of the hosts of the shows that TA was on, he was doing.
Wait, Ben, Kyle, and
you forgot his name during the live show too.
Ben, Kyle, and
Brad.
No, it's not Brad.
Yeah.
No, bro, it's not Brad.
What was it? What was his name?
It's not Brad. Something. I wasn't saying Brad. I was saying something different.
You were saying Nortman.
Which is
his last name.
Norman. That's
his
why.
Last name,
yes.
Yeah.
Norman. That's what I kept saying. Norman. I was like, no, it's not Norman. Brad.
The show is kind of confusing because it's called Kyle, Brust, and Norman.
Yes.
So they have Kyle's first name, and then they use Ben and Brad's last names, which I don't like the inconsistency. I don't care if they see this. I don't like it. I don't like the inconsistency.
Clip that for the ESPN. Keep going.
But I wanted to get to that because 2 things. One, my goal in all of this is to get TA live on the air every day, long after your basketball career. That will be a fun time. But also, behind the scenes, his first live radio appearance on ESPN Wisconsin, we had to use the dump button, which, for people who don't know, is the button you have to use when someone says something on the air that you're not allowed to say.
What did I say?
I think you said shit or something.
Shit.
I think you were
Do not beat this.
I think you were answering a question. You were like, shit.
Is that a curse word? It's a curse word.
In the radio world.
In the radio world,
considered one.
My fault.
Yeah.
Guys.
But on the podcast, you can say whatever you want.
Yep.
So, doesn't even matter. Moving on in the 4-quarter segment, and as always, it is presented by Carbliss.
Carbliss.
One of the get some Carbliss merch here.
Yeah,
we can give some of this stuff away on the show one of these days too.
Is it good? What is it? String. All right, let's keep this.
Looks good. He's wearing that. A couple weeks ago, preseason NBA.
Yeah.
which I know the season has started. We'll get to a bunch of that stuff later. But preseason NBA, because we had talked about the Karl Anthony Towns from Minnesota to New York. Your former teammate Dante goes to Minnesota. Did you see Dante and Jalen Brunson's pops, who's an assistant coach, get into it on the bench?
I saw the Dante thing in the free throw line. Mm-hmm. That was his pops?
Yeah, it was Rick Brunson. That's who was chirping back and forth with him.
Yeah, I saw what I saw was kind of the reaction of Dante, like, oh yeah, you can't say, like, guys, he's a good guy, bro. He's a good kid. Like, he had a chip on his shoulder. That's what athletes do. This is what we do, bro. We have egos, and that's what you see on the court. Everybody has an ego, and everybody wants to hoop and play, and I don't know what's the situation, obviously, but he's a great guy. Dante is like, bro, we had him with the team, and he's obviously, because of the situation, he found a home in New York, and this doesn't happen every day. That Karl Anthony Towns leaves, or a team trades like a 10-year kind of member of the team to another team. It doesn't happen, and he happened to have value. That's the other thing. He happened to have value, but to come in and say, oh my God, Dante shouldn't said nothing, bro. He's just a player, man. You're putting so much to him. We're players, we're athletes. That's just what we do. Now, I don't know. I don't think it was that. I thought he was joking, by the way. I don't think he was being serious, though.
When they were going back and forth?
Yes, it was just like how we trust talk in the game. Like how you say it. Was he serious?
It looked like it maybe started. I thought it was serious, but I also saw it repurposed on SportsCenter, which might have left off a lot of like the important.
I don't think it was.
And the reason I was asking you about it is because Dante, obviously, you know him very well, just seemed not like him, but it seemed like would love to get him on. Love to
on the
get
pod,
Dante
on the podcast.
On the pod, yes.
Yeah, he don't like that.
He doesn't seem like a media guy.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a media guy. He do once or twice, like to.
Well, this can be the once or the twice, whatever he wants to do.
The only reason I say this is because he has a great relationship with Brunson and the guys, and so he doesn't really.
It doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up, so.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think he wasn't really some serious, bro.
Moving
on. It was entertaining, though. I'll tell you that.
It's always
because if you see it on ESPN SportsCenter, it'll put that for a reason, bro. Because he's entertaining.
Moving on in the four quarters presented by Carbless, I wanted to. You're a movie guy. I feel like you know a lot about. I just wanted to check in. I feel like I haven't asked you on this segment recent movies that you've seen, or recent ones that you're looking forward to coming out. What have you seen recently?
It's crazy. I'll tell you what it is. I go back. I watch classic, and I watch like Godfather again. I watch like Goofy. Like I go back and watch like I didn't see movies. I go. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch newer movies unless it's something production that's mind blowing that people come up like, oh, you saw this on Netflix? You should watch it on Amazon, or you should watch it, or Hulu, or whatever it is. Also, it is.
Gotcha.
I don't really watch new stuff because this so. Now I'm gonna get nerdy again. I don't like this. I don't like this, bro. Okay,
there's an audience out there for everything.
Okay, there is a thing with not Hollywood, but there's a thing about making movies right now that is all about the money. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You used to go to the movies and watch a no-name film and be like, "Oh my God, that's a great film," right? But now it's all about numbers and money, which is making the same, and you're making the same product. We're not seeing new people. We're not seeing new faces. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And now like it's more about he's selling. He's gonna do 35,000 movies. What about the new guy? What about the new up and coming actor or new you don't get to see that a lot. And when you see it, you hold on into you hold on. I was like, oh okay, this guy is doing Willy Wonka, and now he's doing this, and now he's doing that. Oh, he's new.
Mm-hmm.
But then you just don't have that so much now as before. Before it was movie, which is a no-name movie, would make the cut.
A lot of sequels and remakes these days.
Yeah,
a lot of sequels and remakes.
And the reason that happens because of how of the actors. Like, oh, it's gonna sell for sure. They're gonna watch Bad Boys again. Which okay.
That's what actually prompted this question. Did you see what Netflix did with their subscriptions? So now on Netflix you have like a normal subscription, whatever it costs, and then there's like a downgraded one that's you have commercials. It's like $5 or something, but they give you like one commercial every show you watch.
Okay.
And I saw that they put the new Bad Boys movie if you have the commercial subscription, you can't watch Bad Boys on it now. You have to upgrade your whole overall. So like they're getting their money back one way or another.
Yeah, no, they are, and what happened was, did you see how? Now I'm going back to business, but how
No, that's what
their stock like kind of doubled
Mhm.
after they start cracking on the like
the sharing
the
passwords.
sharing thing,
Yep.
right? And the stock doubled, so you see like it's they know how to make the numbers. They'll give you something, and they'll be like, oh, you be like, oh yeah, sure, I can do this, and then all of a sudden, now we have commercials. They never had commercials.
No,
right?
I think that's within the past year.
Yeah,
nobody,
nobody's not gonna stop watching Netflix because you've built the audience, and it's over now. They've built the audience. You've built the fan base of Netflix, not just the movies, right? And then they cracked the code with like Netflix and producers, right? And saying like, oh, we're not just gonna go to Hollywood. We're just gonna go give you $10 million and create this for me, and push that. So
wanted to update fans in the 4-quarter segment presented by Carbless too real quick. We recorded with Jordan Love last season. You recorded with A.J. Dillon, both members of the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
We're more than halfway into the NFL season. I wanted to check in, give fans an update on your NFL fanhood.
Okay.
How's that going? How's watching football more consistently?
It's going great. Actually went to the 49ers, and I told you this?
You did not tell me this.
Yeah, I actually went to the 49ers and Chiefs.
The Super Bowl rematch?
Yeah.
You were at that one?
Yeah.
How was it?
First of all, it was amazing. The whole stadium was red.
Wait,
just because both teams wear red.
This is the second NFL game you've been to in
Ever.
person? Ever.
So I went to Cleveland Browns.
I knew you were at a Browns game,
Yeah.
but that was when they hosted.
That's when they hosted the team. That Mr. Jimmy, one of the owners, bought the team, and then they hosted the Bucks at the Browns. So I watched that one.
And now this is the second game you've ever been to.
Yeah.
I want to hear everything. I want to hear all the thoughts.
So I'll give you in a nutshell in 2 minutes. It was great. Landed, went straight to the game. I had like kind of business stuff to do. Went straight to the game. Watched the whole arena was red. Those was like playoffs, bro, because both teams are like kind of wearing the same colors. Then was watching the game, and as an athlete, because I don't know the sport per se, like to dissect it like as a NFL player.
Yeah.
But I dissect it as an athlete. It's weird. In the beginning, I'm like, bro, why is Brock
Purdy?
Brock Purdy?
Yep.
Okay. Rushing so much. Why is he rushing? I was thinking in my head. But I'm like, but then I noticed like, oh, shoot. The blocks, right? How people block for you to give you time, right? Because I would look at Pat, I'm like, Patrick Mahomes, and I'm like, oh, he's not rushing, actually. He's actually, he's moving or he's taking his time, etc. That was one thing. Second thing I noticed was that I was looking, this is the crazy, but I have no clue, and I looked. I was like, dang, it feels like something's missing. So I looked, and then I was like, okay, McCaffrey's missing, a guy who helps him catch for him, right? Another guy who's with Debo Samuel was missing as well. I don't know if he was here, some guys. And then the third guy, I don't know who.
Brandon Ayuk got hurt
in front of me, in the
right.
middle of the game. I was like, oh shoot, it's really not going good for them to, for the home team now when I went there. And then I'm looking at the Chiefs. I'm like, oh, okay, looking at Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, man, what is it? Why? Okay, everybody's like Patrick Mahomes, because even if you don't know football, they say Patrick Mahomes, bro. So in my head, I'm like, okay, athletically, I don't see him like he's sprinting like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is, you don't understand, like this, he's off. So I'm like, okay, but what I notice is he might not sprint, he might not run, but in his head, it's Matrix. In his head is like. The game is so fast in his head. It's good, but you know how I noticed? It was a play that he went to the left, and all of a sudden, while he was going to the left, just casually stopped the guy at left and kept walking towards the end zone. I was like, I was like,
he's unbelievable.
Is this normal? And then it was another play that he was looking for a pass, casually somebody grabbed him. So I'm like, oh, that's a sack, or tackle, or that's a sack. And he's falling. He did this. And passed it. I was like,
oh, Mahomes does kind of like Brett Favre used to do for the Packers. Mahomes will do like he's Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Like he'll be looking left and he'll hit his big, which is Travis. Yeah.
And threw it and fall down. So I'm like, mind you, I'm at the 49ers stadium. So I'm looking at, and everybody, even the Chiefs or not Chiefs, everybody was like, what is going on?
What just happened?
So I tapped one of my friends. I don't want to say his name. I was like, is this normal to be able to pass like this? He was like,
nothing about what Patrick Mahomes does on a football field.
It's not normal. No. whatever. But I think like I enjoyed the game.
That's awesome. I'm glad you went. We still got to get you to Lambeau. We're gonna make that
I gotta
happen
go to
ASAP.
What? I go to
It'll be fun. We'll get you up there.
But I noticed that's what I could tell as an athlete. And again, I can't dissect the game or anything like that. But
so when's Mahomes? Now that you were at the game, you got Mahomes coming on the pod. Did you do my job? You book him? What's next?
I didn't. But we can go and spam his Instagram.
Yeah, everyone hit up.
Thanasis, say something about you.
I just one quick follow up. Did you meet or catch up with Karlaftis? Because you told me
I should have.
You told me a while ago. You said I know all the Greek professional athletes, and I was just like, are there? And I thought to myself, are there any in football? And you had it right away.
Yeah, but we haven't really talked anything like that. But after the game, I was gone. I had meetings. I was back rehab and everything. I was gone right away.
So that's the end of the 4 quarters here. But before we get to our guest, do you want to let people know which one is coming up today?
The only thing I'm gonna say is Team USA. He's a legend.
That's a good tease.
Yeah, right. He's a legend, and you guys you're gonna enjoy this interview, right? I'm close. You're gonna enjoy this.
I still think, and we were super young when he was like coming through and like had his knee injuries.
Yeah.
Had he never been hurt.
Oh yeah, no, that's not even for discussion.
He's all time.
You guys are gonna enjoy.
All time great.
Thank you again for supporting the show. Like, share, subscribe. Send us your question. What do you want to hear about on the show? Who do you want to see on the show? And you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to leave reviews on I don't know where you listen to, Apple, Spotify, whatever you get your podcast from. Don't forget to leave your reviews, and thank you guys so much. Welcome to another episode of the Thanalysis Show with your one and only Thanasis Antetokounmpo as your host. Man, I have a legend. Once you see him, you're going to understand why I'm saying a legend. But I got to give him the intro. From Duke University, wearing number 33, the guy that you can't stay in front of. I am telling you to this day, right? One of the best to ever played. Mr. Fundamentals from left to right. Dribble, pump fake, shoot, dunk, everything. Grant Hill. Thank you.
Hey man, first of all, thank you for the kind introduction. And you're way too young to remember when I was at Duke, or even in the NBA for that matter.
But I remember, 96, 97. Oh, yeah? That's my brother's age. I was 5 at the time, and I went back, and I was watching like your highlights and the way you played and everything because it was so beautiful and so simple.
Oh yeah.
So simple and straight to the point, straight to it. Not too much. Like nowadays it's a little bit flashy, a little bit more like. Right. But it was for that time. It was
efficient.
Not only efficient, like I don't know how to say this. Like, so a good example. Let me describe one of your plays. You go to the 45, looking around. You're like, okay, I'm gonna make a play. He's guarding R. Left to right, off to dunk. Next play, come down. I'm going to the post. He sees me. I turn around. I don't do anything. I come around. I hit him with what Dennis Schroeder does today. This day, boom.
Oh yeah.
Baseline.
Yeah.
Dunk it again. Then pump fake, pat. Like everything was so Mr. Fundamentals.
Oh, well, appreciate that. No, you had to do what you had to do back then.
Sure.
And but no, it was great to play in the league. It's great to be around the league now, working television. It's great to be with the U.S. national team as well. So how lucky am I? I'm 51 years old, and I started playing basketball when I was 7, and I'm still in basketball in middle-aged life. So life is good.
Life is good.
Life is good.
Man, Team USA. First of all, Team USA. Like you, so I would like to explain. Like, okay, are you a GM? The
Yes.
Team USA.
Managing director, but a GM. Yes.
As a GM, did you ever think you was going to be a GM for Team USA?
No, I didn't think that. I didn't sort of warm up to the idea of being managing director of USA Basketball until we were talking earlier about the bubble.
Yeah.
And during the bubble, we had a lot of time to slow down. And I said, you know what, Jerry Colangelo, who preceded me in that role, he was about to step down. So I said, you know what, this might be something that I can do, something that would be a great challenge, and something I think that would be incredibly fulfilling. And so I pursued it, and And here we are now. We had the World Cup last summer that you and I both were in Manila.
Yeah, Manila, yeah.
We didn't fare as well, but it was a great experience for me, for our coaching staff, for our players. And I kind of, you know this, like, unless you go through FIBA, it's hard to really understand what it is. But you have to go through it, I think, to have the healthy respect necessary for success.
Yes.
And so I kind of went and regrouped and reloaded,
Yeah.
and got some experience and some real talent. And we got a special team that has a chance to do something special.
Oh, definitely. You have a chance. There's no doubt. One of the best teams ever assembled in all basketball. But let me ask you a quick question about this. Is more about our fans, Milwaukee. What about our guy Bobby Portis, man? Last year, what do you think about him?
Bobby Portis was the best, man. It's all in the eye.
Yes.
No, he was great. Competitor, great guy from Arkansas.
Yes.
I have family from Arkansas. Okay. He brought his mother over, brought his barber. He was taking care of my haircut. But Bobby was someone who I admired from afar. And getting a chance to spend 6.5 weeks with him last summer, I think the world of him. We probably should have played him a little bit more because he adds a lot of value. But I'm a big fan of Bobby's, and I know the fans in Milwaukee.
Oh man, he's our mayor.
The governor.
Yeah, the governor.
Governor of Wisconsin.
The thing about FIBA too, like nobody says, you get to play all these teams, and even with us, unfortunately, we ended up like losing at the quarterfinals, but like we play for something more. I don't know if you noticed that. You being with FIBA, you see that we play for something more than just basketball. You're playing for a country, and then even the teams you gotta assemble, the players, you gotta be that way, right? Do you ever think we'll ever have like college players ever in Team USA? Again, used to have college players.
Yeah, no, so, yeah, I mean, before the Dream Team,
Yeah.
it was college players, amateur players. And I was in college when the Dream Team played in 92. So I thought I missed my opportunity because I thought after 92 they'd go back to college players.
Okay.
But I got a chance to play on the Olympic team in 96. And you talk about that passion. It's a different passion, a different pride when players from different countries, the national anthem, and you're singing it, and there's a pride. You're wearing your country on your jersey. It's powerful, and the players, like NBA, like you've won a championship. It's the best of 7, and so you lose the first game, you still can win the series.
Yeah, it's up and down, and then all of a sudden you make a run, and you're the last team standing.
Right, exactly. And in FIBA, like, yeah, exactly. You lose the game, you're out, especially in the medal play. So it's hard. But I love it. It's great. It's a great brand of basketball. And I'm hopeful that, as our team, which has a lot of star power,
Yes.
Hopefully garners a lot of interest from people back in the States. And we in the United States can learn and respect just how difficult the FIBA game is.
Would you say like the world, right? The competition. I don't know about skill set and talent only, but I think like the world have caught up like body wise, because there's a lot of NBA bodies in different countries now. It used to be like Team USA would come and demolish everything, and now you see more and more athleticism in different countries, right? Do you think that's gonna give now more meaning into the medal? It used to be, example, like last year. I think after last year, everybody was like, "Oh shoot, we got to send our best to get it done." No.
Well, yeah. I mean, you think about the Dream Team in 1992.
Yeah.
They were so superior, and the rest of the world was here. I played in the Olympics in 96, and we won the gold medal. And it was still this separation. But over the last, 25 plus years, the rest of the world has caught up.
Yeah.
You look at the NBA now, I think 30% of the players in the NBA are international players. That's great for the NBA. It makes it hard for FIBA and USA basketball. But you're right. I mean, I think sometimes in the United States, because we're the U.S. and because we invented basketball, there's an arrogance that fans think we should just win and dominate. And you know what? It is hard. You have to have the appropriate fear of your opponents and respect your opponents. And in FIBA, anything can happen. And so You look at the NBA. I mean, look at the recent MVPs. You know, Jokic, your brother, Embiid, who is with us. He's a U.S. citizen, but he's was born in Africa. Like, these are all international players who have been the very, very best in the NBA for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So that gap has closed. And now, thankfully, there's not one international team.
Yeah. It's not like all of us again.
That would be that would be tough. But no, I mean, it's great. It's great for the game.
Yes.
The game is a global game now. It's comparable to soccer. Yes. Soccer has been a global sport for the last century, multiple centuries. Now, basketball is starting to be that, in part because of players such as yourself who are playing at a high level and coming into the NBA and representing your countries.
I think what you said was so spot on, and to piggyback on what you said, there's another thing about players playing in the NBA as well that gives you like, okay, I played him already 4, 6 times. I know how he plays. Like now I've seen about it. Like this guy I played for the Hawks. I've played against him. Now I get to see him in FIBA. Like before, used to be like, oh, shoot, I only see him on I only see him on ESPN.
Right.
Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, TNT, etc. But now, after going through all this, do you believe like that there is a way for the U.S. to cultivate even more talent? Like you have guys like Cooper Flagg.
Yeah.
So how did he fare with competition in Vegas? You had him in Vegas, correct?
Yeah, Cooper is 17 years old. He should be a senior in high school. But he'll be a freshman at Duke. But he came. We invited him. Yeah, he came in, did very well. Played at a high level. I expect big things from him at Duke this year, and he might be the first pick in the NBA draft, and he might be somebody in 3-4 years that'll play for the U.S. team. So, the good thing about basketball is when Michael Jordan retired, everyone thought the NBA was going to suffer.
Yes.
But there's a wave of new talent, and the talent always replenishes. And so that's the beauty of the NBA, and I'm hopeful a lot of that talent is U.S. talent.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We're coming to the end of the episode, but I would love to ask you one question. It's funny. It's a funny question.
Okay. All right.
It's about like what's a movie that always make you cry?
Oh, a movie that'll always make you cry.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's a good one. You're going to laugh at this. Home Alone.
Home Alone? Why? What does Home Alone make you cry?
I don't know. Maybe because I was the only child. I don't know. But I've only watched it once. And at the end of the movie, I was crying. And I'm at the theater with my teammates at Duke.
Yeah.
And I'm too scared to go out because I don't want them to see that I was crying. So I said, I'm going to stay and watch the credits as they went out into the lobby. And I was like, man, I got real emotional watching this movie. So I'm never watching the movie again. So that's the only movie that made me cry. Home Alone, 1990.
Man, again, oh my God, that was not the answer I was expecting to hear. But again, thank you so much for doing the podcast. Thank you so much for being on the Thanalysis show. I hope I get you in season.
Yes.
You come to Milwaukee. We love you out there. I'm telling you. And hope you get to come watch some games. Maybe recruit. You never know. Team say, I know you're the GM. Your team says everywhere. And
never know.
Get some of our guys. And again, thank you so much for everything. And I wish good luck to Team USA. Make everybody proud.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.